Hello, how are you? I'm Corrine. Welcome to my channel. Right now I'm doing a personal reading for a friend who actually is a fellow psychic who has a son that she wants to just know some more information about. He's in his 30s. He's not like a young kid or anything like that, but he's definitely not an old man either. And she just wants to know what she can expect for him and what his future's holding. And then she also has some other questions about they had a breakup and a child, and apparently they feel that the ex is kind of manipulating him with the child somewhat. And I don't really know the details at all, but I pulled some separate cards on that over here. But right here I'm going to just do the general for his energies first and see what we come up with. Hierophant. Okay, so your son is a Taurus, and here he is right at the center of his reading. This is the Taurus card right here. The Hierophant is all about traditional values and the way society thinks is traditional, as in things like marriage and church and different stuff like that. That's the Hierophant for you. So that's at the center of his reading. So that's good. It's really good no matter what sign you are to come out strongly in the center of your reading. That means that you are finding your inner self, your strength, your soul, whoever you're supposed to be, you're in touch with it again. So no matter what he's been through and what is going on, it looks like he is feeling himself, at least right now. Okay, in the past, he has the Death card. So in the past, something that he cared about and was just part of his life went away, and it died, basically. And so that might be just like their relationship falling apart. I don't know what it's about, but he feels that just in the past, he lost some stuff. Okay, in his immediate past, just recently, he has the Empress in reverse. Now, the Empress is also the other Taurus card. So, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I always think of this as a Taurus myself, but the Empress is a manifester, and she's in touch with nature and in touch with just one with everything. She loves being outside and sitting on the ground and petting the animals and just manifesting away. She's like the Queen of Wands, but much more gentle. And the Empress here in reverse is, in the past, he wasn't feeling like himself, and that he wasn't able to manifest anything or create anything, or he didn't even feel in touch with nature or anything. He didn't feel in touch with just like the universe. But he's already come out of that, because here he is in the center, remember, as himself. So that's good. So that's turning this upside down, basically. Now, his thoughts are the Two of Swords. So this is not wanting to see things for what they really are. Not wanting to take your blindfold off, and not wanting to acknowledge that things are how they are. Those two swords that this lady's carrying, she has more than enough strength to hold those. Do you see those swords are heavy? Have you ever held a sword? Imagine sitting like that holding the sword. It's not because he's weak and because he doesn't want to make a choice. It's because he doesn't want to acknowledge what his choice really is. He knows it already. He doesn't want to make it, whatever this is about. And then coming right up for him soon is the Ace of Wands. So as soon as he takes those blindfolds off, he has the Ace of Wands. That is a new beginning, new fiery love, new passionate starts, just something that's really going to have him passionate. It doesn't matter what it is, it's going to have him passionate about something and fired up inside and, just happy. That's a good thing. Okay, so these are his hopes and his fears. So his fears are the Ten of Wands. So his fears are things that are always going to be hard, and that he's just going to always have to carry this burden, and that it's just not worth it, and that it's just going to be hard, and that he knows he'll have the strength to do it. Once again, he's got the strength. He's not some weak soul, but he's got the strength to carry these burdens, these mental burdens, but he just wants to let them go. He's tired of thinking about them. He's done. And he's hoping, or his fears is he might not ever come out of that mindset. His hopes are that he comes out of that mindset and he has a happy home life and a happy family, and he has a good job that makes him feel stable, and that he can have a wife and children and the 2 dogs and the elders looking down on him from the heavens, blessing their union. And he just wants it all. And that's great. We all should want it all. But this is a 10. This is 10 of Pentacles. This is also Earth sign, which is Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. So he is coming up very strong in his readings. And so he wants a foundation, and he wants to not have to worry about things anymore. Okay, now how do others see him? They see him as the Queen of Wands in reverse. They see him as someone that's not in touch with manifesting and in touch, like, you have to have a positive mindset to manifest. Same as the Empress being in reverse. That's not, these are the same card to me. Remember I said it's like the Queen of Wands, but she's just a little more gentle. This is the same exact scenario. People are seeing him for what he is, and that's not being able to manifest, not being able to move on. But he's coming out of that, but people are still seeing him that way. He needs to, and you know, maybe he talks to people about, oh, this is terrible, or this or that. And sometimes when we focus on what's wrong in life, then, you know, it brings more of it, and people see you as that, and it just keeps manifesting it. And so he needs to turn this upside down so people see him as a creator, a manifester, who's someone who puts their intentions out there and it comes their way, and they don't worry about it, and they know it's coming, and they're just happy about it. Now, what's coming up in his future, if he can, this is his highest and best advice from the universe, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. So that goes right along with everything. That is that he needs to just like welcome a new cycle and know new cycles are coming and new times, and he can manifest what he wants. He needs to take off the blindfold and try to quit thinking of the past or whatever it is that he doesn't want to acknowledge is changing, and realize this is a new cycle. And every time we have a new cycle, that's good. That new energies, new time, new every chance to either ride the good energy cycle or get on it and pout. I mean, I'm not saying he's a pouter, and I don't know him at all, and I've never met him, and I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying inside of him, I think that he is choosing to dwell a little bit on maybe things that don't bring the best outcome. Okay, now his final outcome in the near future is the Justice card. And so then he is going to feel like everything's getting fair finally. I'm not sure why. I think he's just going to change his mindset, and maybe it is because the wheel's here and things are changing, and he's going to be able to see that the energies are changing, and he's going to feel it, and he's going to feel like things are becoming more fair to him in life. And what's on the bottom of the deck? The Chariot. That's a Cancer card. This is about forward momentum. This is all about mind power. The Chariot, look at these two Sphinx, polar opposites of each other completely. They even are facing not straightforward, but this person that's driving this chariot uses their mind power, their determination, their will, and then everything cooperates with them. There's a lot of cards in here that speak of cooperating with the universe and using your thoughts and your mind power to make your life manifest what you want. So he needs to focus on positive things and manifesting, and maybe watch movies like The Secret, things like that, that'll help you to get the forward momentum you need with your mind, not with trying to force things to happen, because the universe doesn't work that way. You don't force it, it just happens. Okay, so I pulled a few cards over here on just kind of what the situation is kind of going on with the child custody and stuff like that. And let's see, we have the Ace of Swords, Four of Pentacles, High Priestess, and Nine of Swords. The Ace of Swords is about thoughts. New thoughts, or thoughts that you feel are totally correct, cutting through the BS kind of thoughts. Something new. Let's see here. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, maybe she feels like her thoughts are right. Like she might feel like she's thinking the proper way. I'm not sure. Or maybe she's changing the way she thinks of things. And that could be like if he changes his law of attraction, learns to approach things differently too. And I'm not saying it's his fault, but it always takes two to make a communication. Maybe he's thinking of things a different way to approach things. Because right now, she's coming up as a Four of Pentacles, and that is holding everything really close to your heart. Or actually, this could be him still too, because this is earth energy, and maybe he's still holding things too close to his heart. But one of them, maybe this is how he feels, like this is he feels what she's doing, and maybe he feels that she's holding like the child too close to her heart and too close to her, and maybe can use it over him to where it's always the same thing. Well, this or this with the child, and he feels like that's like not right. The High Priestess. This is going within. This is also the Aquarius card, if I could pick it up here. This is going within and manifesting what you want. Same theme here. And this is working with the universe to get what you clearly want. So I think that what they need to do, listen, first we have, I'll tell you, here the Nine of Swords. This is sleepless nights, worries. So it looks like there's worrying on both of their ends, not just, it's not like, I don't feel like, she says this is the way it is and I'm completely content. Maybe they have words and these kind of things come across, and maybe things are said that are hurtful and that cut. And then right then when that happens, then fine, then I'm going to keep the child from you because you've insulted me and you've hurt me, and I'm going to keep the child from you. Or I know that's what I can do to hurt you, and I'm going to do that. But let's see what's going to happen. And then the High Priestess. Let's see. Let's see what we have going on here. And then this is from his perspective. I pulled a couple cards to see, like, this is more from her perspective. So she sees it as she's doing it because she justifies it because, well, you gave me sleepless nights, and you've said things that hurt me, and you can be harsh with your words and what have you, and I feel like this is the right thing to do, but maybe not, Maybe she doesn't realize she's doing such a bad thing. Maybe she does. Let's see. The Five of Cups is him crying over spilt milk, crying over the past, just not being able to get along. Now, it makes things work so much better to your advantage if you quit dwelling. Because if you can quit dwelling, then he gets the Page of Cups. And this is being able to go ahead and, lift up yourself, move on to new things. It doesn't have to be love, but just new things in life, and extend kindness and maybe a little bit of love. I don't know that they would ever extend love to each other anymore, but they can extend kind words and kind comments, and he could think about the way he says things and avoid the conflict. And I don't know why I'm feeling that way, because I don't, like I said, at the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Again, the wheel came up twice in this reading. So once again, it's a new cycle. Things are changing. Time to change the mindset, and they can start getting along. They're both going to need to work on it, and it's going to take an effort from him too. And whether that's fair or not fair, he wants the outcome. So he's going to have to put an effort to speak nice and kind and not get upset and not be mopey or pissy or anything. And I'm not saying he is. Like I said, I'm just saying that's what's coming to my mind. Okay, so I pulled two cards from the angels, and we have Unrequited Love, which is there is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So maybe he still secretly wants the relationship, and that, when you don't let go of a relationship, that energy just really makes everything really hard for everybody involved, especially him, I'm sure. And then children. Your love life is being affected by children. That's appropriate. So let me see. I don't feel like we really... I'm going to pull another card real quick here. What can he do to make the energies better between them so they can go ahead and just move on and get to a new cycle? I see new cycles are coming, so a lot of it is going to have to be the way that he approaches her. Oh, I just dropped so many cards. The way he approaches her, and the way that he communicates with her. And he can be a really, really nice guy, but Taurus people sometimes have a way of just communicating harshly where other people don't know how to take it. And I don't know if he's dealing with a fire sign like a Leo, possibly. I don't know. But sometimes those harshness can really... Let's see what his advice is here. I keep dropping them. I'm sorry. Okay. So, you got the Five of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Five of Swords is about just kind of taking your losses and starting over from there. Taking what dignity, what pride, whatever you have left, and just kind of picking up and going from there and starting over. So I think his advice is to like start new, not to have a different mindset with her. Whether it's, I'm not saying she's right or wrong, but if you want the outcome to be, I want to see my grandchildren and my son wants to see his child and we want to get along, he might have to just change some things. And look, Seven of Pentacles is putting in the work and waiting for the harvest. So he will get he will reap the rewards if he can go ahead and just kind of find a different way to approach the situation. And then I think that would really work for him. And then he can go ahead and get in this wheel energy here and bring in a new, because it looks like it's time. So he's going to be fine. It might take some time, but honestly, I don't, you can never blame 100% anybody in a relationship. It takes two. Even if one person's completely to blame, it takes two, because they got in a relationship with that person in the first place who, if they're not mentally stable or strong or anything, you chose to be in the relationship with her. And so, not you personally, he did. So that's what, now he has to work on it to make it fair for everyone. Even if he has to carry most of the burden to do that, that's the way it's going to work out to go ahead and have the children in his life. And look what's at the bottom of the deck after he changes his mindset and starts working on things. It's the Four of Wands. That's happy home life. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to marry her, but it means that they'll be able to have happy homes and coexist, and the child can be at one home and the other home, and it's just coming together and finding a way to commingle and coexist. And who knows, he might actually fall in love and find someone too. I'm not saying he won't find love in his life either, but right now I think that it's mostly just about bringing the family together. And I think that's going to be through communication and thoughts and thinking, how do I approach this without offending, and with kid gloves, I guess I could say. But all right, that's all I see for now. I hope this works out well. I did this should be over the next, next couple months here, leading into the beginning of the new year or something. So I hope that things start to turn around.